Okay, but I've been burnt out on Monster Hunter Rise for like the past 2 weeks. I've said this on stream where it's like I don't enjoy streaming this game as much as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first month or two of the game, so much fun, so good. But now it's kind of like,
This is
okay,
this
what do
this is
we?
gonna this is gonna turn into a topic now. Okay,
Yeah,
just
Monster Hunter
Monster
Rise
Hunter Rise
streaming.
streaming. Yeah.
All right. I guess yeah. Like we should really say like again. I like streaming the game. I streamed it yesterday? I did?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It took me a second to remember.
Yeah.
Um, I still really enjoy it. I still have things to do. I'm trying to get all the crowns right now, which is such a pain in the ass, but it's fun. Um, but my god, it can get really repetitive really, really quickly.
Have you
And
seen so this is I'm gonna like cross contaminate into a little bit of E3 talk, but did you see the trailer for 3.1 for Monster Hunter Rise from E3 during
yes.
Capcom segment?
Yes.
Did you see the like to dislike ratio on that video?
No.
Oh, I
Actually,
think I
no,
think Japan's is a lot worse.
I
Uh,
saw one of your mods post in your Discord of like the like to dislike ratio, and it was
mhm.
very
Very
down the
50-50.
middle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
People
Um,
are upset, and I don't want to say rightly so, but it's kind of a weird situation because I feel like I don't know if Rise is doing anything differently from other Monster Hunters, are they? It's just that
mm,
people's expectations have shifted
I
once Iceborne and World came out.
yeah, I think like what people need to remember is this game came out end of March. It is June. Guys, let's calm down for a minute and remember how much we've gone from the release date to now. This is so much more than we would have gone like from any other company, you know? Like
I'm
I
gonna
think
I'm
that
gonna okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know. Like personally, I wasn't expecting anything about Rise from their Capcom E3. I would have been happy if they didn't even bring it up, you know? Or just say like we're currently unable to show anything, but we are still working hard on future updates. Please stay tuned. I would have been fine with that, you know?
Hmm.
And then gone on with my day. But the fact that they're also giving us events right now, like cool. Like I really did not expect a new monster. I did not expect like any of that. Like they already showed us the roadmap. We knew that there was no monster coming out. We knew that there was going to be like no big anything, you know? Because they're also preparing to release stories too right now. So it's like we can calm down a little bit.
It's a really unique situation, and it's hard to wrap your head around it and play armchair game developer when you really consider all the factors in play, because like obviously the past 15 months have been COVID hell
Yeah.
worldwide. Rise was definitely in development during that time,
Yeah.
which is why people suspected that maybe 2.0 and maybe 3.0 were part of the base game or were planned for the base game at the start. Also realized that Tokyo is still in a state of emergency, guys.
Yeah.
Japan was
Like
really slow on pulling the trigger on vaccines. They had a really big wait and see attitude when it came to actually getting vaccines over in Japan,
yeah. Like
and Tokyo is still in a state of emergency. So, the flow of like game development from Japan is still kind of at a
it's
slower
still
pace,
struggling.
I'd say.
Yeah. Like
Um,
let me just say real quick that like I'm a like obviously deep inside like I felt like oh I really do wish, you know, there was something announced. Like I felt a little bit of disappointment deep inside, but then like obviously I remember like that's just my greed talking for me. Like I really should not focus on that. Just focus on the fact that again, we have a complete game. We have so much that we can do, you know?
Especially if you're
So
just jumping in right now.
exactly. It's like we can still work towards getting HR 999. Obviously, that's gonna be kind of a slog, but even still, you don't have to. Like,
And also, people
I'm
working towards HR 999 are like a fringe, like 0.5% of the player base. Let's be
yeah.
honest. Most
I
of the
really
player base is probably I'd venture to say probably 80% of the player base is like around HR 50 and below, which
probably
which is
that's a safe
which
assumption.
is
Yeah.
not a bad thing.
No,
These are people who played the game for a decent amount and then for one reason or another dropped off and they're gonna revisit. Like I have plenty of friends, my IRL friends that I play with off stream. They're not HR 100 yet, and that's fine. They are still really big Monster Hunter fans. They just have other responsibilities, and they're still
totally.
engaging with the content at their own pace. They're not mad dogging the content every week when it comes out. It's
Yeah.
when people say vocal minority, this is what they mean. But also, I can empathize because Iceborne and World did kind of spoil us. I feel like in terms of the rate of the title updates. And then Rise comes
They did.
out, has
Yeah.
2 title updates in 2 months with new monsters, including the first title update, which had like 4 new monsters, 5 new monsters. Chameleos, Kushala, Teostra, Basil, and the Apexes if you count those.
Yeah.
Um, that was a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
We
No,
forget. People seem to forget how much was in that first title update for Rise.
I know. And like on top of that, like we got layered everything. Like everything was
Oh yeah,
layered. We
that
got
was
that
a
so
surprise.
much we got that so much sooner than we did in Iceborne because that was like one of the last updates.
Hmm.
Um yeah, no, we got a lot. So I think people just need to calm down a little bit with like just remember that this is still a new game. We've already gotten a lot and the game's complete. Like when I saw that 3.0 came out, I actually saw a lot of people having to post to Twitter and everything. Like a lot of streamers, it was like kind of like a responsibility in a way for some reason that
Yeah,
like
people were linking me
they
to those tweets, and I was just like, "Can you stop?"
yeah, no, it's like why should streamers have to explain their feelings on if whether or not they believe that Rise is complete or not, you know? Why
Hmm.
should they have to defend themselves on their position? Like I saw a lot of my friends having to say like I think the game's complete. If you hate my opinion, then, like, whatever, like, people bullying them and everything. It's like,
Yeah,
guys, like,
uh,
it's not cool. We're
yeah.
not responsible for Rise, like, and how much content you're playing. We're just providing content for you in a different way. It's,
I'm gonna speak from the heart a little bit here and say, if you're
go
the type of person to, when someone shares an opinion of, oh, I'm really enjoying this piece of media, in this case, this video game, and if your first reaction is to immediately try to dismantle their opinion and find flaws in their opinion about why they're enjoying something, you're an asshole.
you are.
If
Like,
your first reaction to someone saying, I'm really enjoying this game is to be like, well, it's not finished, right? Well, there's like still like, this is as much as like this one. Like, why? No
let
one
someone be
asked.
happy.
Why? They're telling you they're enjoying it, and then you're just like, well, you shouldn't be enjoying it. It's like,
Yeah.
jeez.
It's just like,
That's
I
not
stayed
the
far.
conversation they're trying to engage in. They're trying to engage in a
Yeah.
conversation of like, oh, I'm really enjoying this.
Exactly. Like, talk about something nice, you know? Why instead, like, try to rain on the parade? It's just like, I stayed far away from talking
Hmm.
about, like, whether or not I think the game is complete.
Hmm.
Because personally, I think there's always something more that can be added.
Yeah.
Um, but at the end of the day, like, I think this is a game, if you pick it up right now and start playing, you're gonna have a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun when the game first came out. I think it was already complete then, you know? Well,
Hmm.
obviously not entirely, but like we don't need constant expansions to feel fulfilled in a way, you know? It's like it's a game. It's a $60 to $80 game depending on where you are. And it's just kind of like, guys, like first off, don't bully someone for how they feel. If they like the game, leave them alone. If you don't like the game, get out.
And
It's as
especially
simple as that.
don't personally attack Capcom devs, guys.
Exactly.
Like
Why
they're
do
too
we have to
cute.
why do we have the need to go on Twitter and start bashing people? Like, I'm sorry, but it's just no. Stop.
Now, if there's a discussion involved of like where it's like a critical discussion involved about the state of the game, then like yeah, sure you can engage in those conversations. But like, I'm talking because there's nuance to everything everyone says on the internet ever, and that
Mhm.
nuance is lost because it's the internet, and all we're reading is like words and not seeing like mannerisms or like um, a further elaboration from people. But like when it comes in the context of a streamer just enjoying themselves, don't be that one guy. Don't be that guy in the chat room that's like, well, are you sure you really like this? Are you sure you're content with like, not as many
Yeah.
monsters? Are like there's still no G rank? Like why are you saying it's complete? There's
Yeah.
no G rank. It's like fuck.
I
It's like it's one of those moments where you just have to like,
Yeah, literally. It's
yeah,
like, I'm so glad that I don't have Fate Scam because it's just kinda like I stare at the message and then I make a like, I process it in my mind. Like,
uh-huh.
I don't think people realize that, like, I do read every message. Sometimes, like, it takes me a little bit longer to process it through my mind.
Hmm.
So when I'm responding to another message first, it's like I'm still processing the other message. And then when I finally read it out loud and then respond, like, that's kinda like me kinda like, "Alright." Sometimes, not
I'm
always.
just gonna I'm not gonna call out names, but I mean it's right there. But I'm seeing a discussion in the chat room right now of someone having Hawaiian pizza, and then someone else saying pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. That is exactly right there in a microcosm in the chat room right now. That is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm really enjoying this pineapple pizza. Well, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, right? Like, thank you, no one asked. Jeez. Oh my god. That's like,
Oh god.
don't be that person. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
totally,
No matter
totally.
what, in life, any topic. It doesn't have to be media. It doesn't have to be food. It can be anything.
Oh
Like,
my god.
don't be that guy. Okay,
Yeah,
you're
like
like,
again, like, just let people have their opinions, you know? Like, if it's like
especially if they're happy with their opinion.
exactly. It's like, you don't have to, like, fight everyone, you know? It's
There's
just
a
kinda like
there's a time and a place for the fighting. If
exactly.
someone was like, "What are your thoughts on pineapple on pizza?" Then
Then you
that's a
can
different discussion than I'm enjoying pineapple on pizza. There's
yeah.
nuance.
Like, I've totally had friends in the past as well that have, like I've been like, "Oh, I went here today," and they're like, "Oh my god, I hate going there, you know, it's such a bad," like, just off the
Here's what
top
you
of
do.
my mind.
If someone says something to you, expressing their opinion about like, hey, I just went to watch this movie recently. If your immediate reaction to that
Mhm.
is, I gotta tell them my opinion of the movie. No, don't go there. That's not where you go. That's
Just
not where
say,
you
"Oh,
go.
what do you think?"
You
You know?
listen. You listen. What'd you think? Yeah, exactly. That's the follow up there.
Yeah.
Hey, I recently watched the Monster Hunter movie. Your first reaction as the other party in the conversation should not be, oh, that movie really sucks. No,
For
the follow up is, oh, what'd you think of it? You know, it's that simple. It's that simple, guys. It's really that simple.
except for the Monster no.
Yeah.
No. For the Monster Hunter movie, obviously, your, response should be,
No.
"Ugh." No, I'm kidding.
I'm not trying to dictate how you want to live your life, but I am trying to give
Also
recommendations for not putting people down.
yeah, like, it's just, like, when it comes again to Monster Hunter, it's like, yes, I wish there was more. Yes, I wish there was G rank, but at the end
Sure.
of the
Everyone
day,
does, yeah.
this was a really good game, you know? They
Mhm.
developed it through COVID, they developed it with a really good team, they knocked it out of the park. I think we need to focus on, like, the first time we opened up the game and, like, we were so excited to be wire bugging and freaking,
I'm still
you know
excited about it.
Exactly! Like,
So,
when you return to previous Monster Hunters, I've been playing a little bit of GU again.
mhm.
It's actually, like, rekindling my love a little bit of Rise because it's like, I love GU. I love doing Silverwind attempts again. I love playing with the viewers. I love, experiencing these things that I put a lot of hours into. But when I go back to Rise, it's like, "Oh, yeah, I can do this in this game. Oh, yeah, there's this quality of life change." You know? It's
Yeah.
just kinda like, appreciate the game for what it is, not what it could be.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna contest that a little bit from what you just said.
Okay.
Because if you wanna not like the game, that's fine. That's fine.
Mhm.
I'm not here to tell you you have to like Monster Hunter Rise. I am here to tell you don't ruin the fun for other people. You
Yeah.
know, that
Yeah.
that's my that's my that's
Your
my
takeaway.
like yeah, that's the takeaway there. It's like you're not you're totally allowed to not like the game, but if
So
someone is enjoying the game, don't take that enjoyment away from them.
so basically, at the end of the day, don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
And
Just let people have their fun, you know? Like, I mean, I think my first example that I can really think of when I talk about this is I like the DMC reboot.
mhm,
It was actually my first Devil May Cry game.
mhm,
So, I actually really like the game. I always I'll boot it up and be like, "Why do people hate this game?" But then I take a look at it, it's like, when I compare it to the other DMC games, I can understand why people are frustrated. But whenever I bring up that I like DMC Reboot, people are like, "Oh, why do you like that game? It's so bad, it takes everything that DMC is and friggin' ruins it, and oh my god, how could you?" and all that.
yeah, yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just like, once again, like, guys, it's a
She
game.
she she enjoys it. That's fine. I
Yeah.
personally don't like. I mean, I enjoyed my playthrough of the game, but I don't particularly like the game.
Yeah.
But
Like, I'm
I can it definitely works in a lot of ways. Not my
I mean,
favorite game. In fact, I'd venture
yeah,
to say it's not even like a great game in my eyes, but it's got an audience,
I well,
and I'm not going to take it
I'm not
upon myself to stomp on their parade.
I'm not gonna stay here and say that it's a 10 out of 10 game. It's really not. The story's annoying. The gameplay, it's good. I like that's kind of what attracted me to it is the combat. But
Hmm.
I think one of the main aspects of the combat I never use. What is it called again? It's the big power move. What is it? Why is my brain blanking on this?
DMC and DMC
Yeah. Uh, Devil
big.
Trigger. That's
Oh
it.
yeah, Double Trigger. Yeah.
It's so weird in the DMC reboot.
Oh yeah, it's weird. It
Like,
like lifts all the enemies up and
well, yeah,
has
it
like this
lifts all the
weird effect
enemies.
on the screen.
It looks weird, it feels weird, everything moves in slow motion, including Dante, I think. Actually, no, I
Hmm.
don't think he does.
No, he
He's the
doesn't.
only thing that's not moving in slow motion,
You
and
just
it's
have to
just
like
kinda like,
you just have to awkwardly like jump up to enemies and start comboing them in the air.
exactly. And it's like, I'm not really a big fan of that, but otherwise, I don't know, I like the game.
Hmm.
But again, whenever I say that, people are like, "Ugh, fake fan."
Now again, if she wants to engage in a critical conversation about the game, then like yeah, go ahead and give your opinion on the game.
But
And also
also,
don't attack her though. Don't attack
yeah,
other
like,
people in
I
a
think that's the
discussion.
thing. If you wanna start a critical debate with someone, don't start off by saying, "Oh, why do you like this game?" Like, that's immediately gonna turn me off from that and just be like, "Alright. I'm gonna change the subject."
Yeah. Um.
But, back on topic.
I mean, this is no, we're still very much on topic because
Okay.
like the whole idea of like streaming Rise and why we're burning out on it. That's partially the reason. Is because
Yeah.
like the whole discourse around everyone giving their 2 cents about whether or not Rise has like enough content. It's just like I'm tired. I'm like just tired of it. Like just like
Yeah.
mentally just like overloaded with people being like, oh, there's not enough content in Rise. It's like, when's G-Rank gonna come out? Stuff like that. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna
Yeah.
Just gonna just gonna remove myself from that discourse. Because that's like not a
Yeah.
conversation I really want to particularly have.
Mhm.
There's other people. If there's countless other streamers out there who want to have that conversation. Not me.
Yeah, don't bring that into a place where clearly it isn't welcome, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, I don't know, it's a hard conversation to have, especially on stream, because when you're trying to play and enjoy a game and then you have to talk shit about it, it's kinda like, well, alright.
Yeah, like
Or
when
not
you're
even.
yeah, I like people who haven't streamed don't really know what it's like to be actively streaming a game with a chat room that's talking shit about the game you're currently playing.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
that's really difficult to like
it's
to
kinda
deal with.
awkward.
It's like you're
Well,
just sitting there and you're just like, well, clearly they're not enjoying it. What do I do?
yeah, like, what do I do in this scenario? Because it's like, I've said this before, like, I don't like playing a game when people are mad at the game. So if I ever play a game and it's like one of my friends is getting ragey or like I'm getting ragey or whatever,
hmm
like it's just not fun.
you know when
And
you're
I
like, yeah, you know when you were like a kid and you would be like, hey Tam, you want to come over? I got the new Resident Evil game, Resident Evil 2 on N64, and I'm like, yeah, sure, let's come over and watch. And then it's just you sitting there watching them rage,
mhm.
and
Yeah,
you're just
it's
like
just like
awkwardly just like,
awkward.
yeah,
Yeah. And it's just kind of like when that happens on stream, but it's like it's a chat getting ragey stuff. It's like it's not fun. Like how am I supposed to like remedy this in a way, you
hmm
know? Because like we're there to make you feel better, you know? I've had a
yeah,
lot of people come into chat and say like, "Oh, you're helping my day, look brighter and everything." Like that's the sweetest thing that anyone can ever say to me. I'm really happy that I can do that. Um, but when someone comes into chat and they're like super pissed off, they're saying shit about the game or anything really. It's kind of like, all right, cool.
yep.
Thanks for your atmosphere that you contribute to the chat room.
TLDR.
Because it's
If your
just,
first reaction is to have a critique of something that someone's enjoying, don't do it.
yeah, just don't.
Just like
Just move
I
on.
know, like those gremlins in your brain are like, gotta shit talk, but like, stave them off,
Hmm.
stave them off. Unless the conversation, it's all contextual. Unless the conversation absolutely demands it, you know.
Yeah.
Someone walks in listening to a song. Like you walk into someone's office and they have like AC/DC playing, and then your immediate reaction is like, "Oh, I don't really like AC/DC." I'm just gonna be like, "Well, you can fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't want to engage with you in general. Bye."
See ya.
No one asked. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like if the response to your critique can be no one asked, that's when I'm like maybe I should rethink saying this.
Yeah.
It's like it's not the time and place for me to be saying this right now. You know.
Yeah, it's just again, like everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I think
hmm
people need to realize like your opinion doesn't always need to be heard everywhere.
And I'm not like some holy saint when it comes to this either. I've been a perpetrator plenty of times. I've
Yeah.
had a lot of humbling experience where like I'll just say something and then like the person, like my best friend would just be like, "Tim, what are you, stupid?" And then it's just like one of those moments where it's like you're just like, "Huh." Because here's the thing, it's like
Okay.
when the other party says it with such confidence, when they say it with such confidence, like, "What are you, stupid?" Or like, "What are you saying?" Like when they say it with such confidence, then it's like that's when you start to rethink and you feel borderline gaslit, like, huh.
Yeah.
Except you're not being gaslit because it's true. You're like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm being an asshole right now. It's time to reconfigure the way I approach this social dynamic. Maybe this is why no one likes me. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Like,
on this thing.
it's just like it's a lot of personal growth and everything.
Yeah, it's all
So
personal growth. Like if you have those thoughts, if that is the thought process that goes through your head, that's good. That means you're getting better. You're growing as a person. Good on you.
yeah.
If your immediate
Exactly.
reaction is like, "Oh no, everyone else is the problem. I'm not the problem. Why is everyone I meet an asshole? I don't understand. Why is everyone an asshole to me?" Oh, good. Oh, it's just a mystery, I guess. It's like
Wow, what a mystery.
there's a common denominator in all these
Yeah.
interactions.
Yeah. So, really, yeah, at the end of the day, it's just like you're entitled to your opinion, but also understand that like your opinion is not fact.
Yeah,
I think
I like how
everybody
this
just
like
needs to understand that. And
it's
I'm
just
not
like
saying this like I don't know, again, like we're not saying this in a, like in like an all seeing and like all follow our words, we're just speaking from experience. So, yeah.
I mean like I'm 28 years of age right now, still a youngin, but I've I've like had lots of interactions with numerous people in university, and especially in my job, because I do drive around a lot and meet so many people
Mhm.
um, for my work, and yeah, you just pick things up. You pick things up. You see what works, what doesn't work. You see what people find in you that they like, what they find in you that they don't like, and
Yeah.
then vice versa as well. And then you corroborate all those different experiences into like, okay, I think this is what I think this is how this social dynamic should go. And I need to reconfigure my approach to every single discussion depending on who I'm talking to. It's like there's so many things. So many
Yeah,
things.
totally.
Yeah. And Twitch is just
No different.
another beast
It
cuz it
well, we're meeting like new people every single day when we're streaming?
mhm.
Like every time, chances are we're gonna meet somebody new. And I like that. But it's also understand like if you come in immediately spouting your opinions, like we're gonna take it with a grain of salt. It's just, you know, you know,
I don't know if I take it with a grain of salt, but more so like
at least for me, I don't
it
know.
paints a and I hate that I do this, but it does paint a negative impression of that name in a chat room when
Yeah.
like repeatedly it's like, and here's the other thing is like and I told you about this before. It was like if someone is holding you hostage in your chat room and like compromising the vibes that you like to have in the chat room, like you have it in your right to just like just all right, time you
Yeah.
out or ban you.
Yeah.
Like
I've
you're making it awkward for everyone in the chat room right now. They're all just kind of standing there like, or they've just left. You know.
well, no, totally. Like when it comes down to it, like I think it's really just like it's not like a defense mechanism, but at the end of the day, like let's view that like we're going onto a bus or something and it's like it's a crowded bus, but like you sit beside someone that makes you feel uncomfortable or whatever. You
Hmm.
don't want to sit by that person. You're going to go sit somewhere else or even get off the bus, worst case scenario. Don't be that person on the bus? Because if you see that
Exercise.
person again, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that person was kinda whatever."
I don't
You're
know
gonna
about that
remember that.
analogy. I don't know about
I
that
don't know, you're
analogy.
gonna remember that. Like, if that person comes into chat again, you're gonna remember that first experience.
I don't
And
know
it's
that.
just kinda
Well,
it's a
I think
far-fetched
it's a
analogy, but
a little different. I think, but
I don't know, it's
the
kinda just
point
all
still stands. I think.
defense mechanisms, at least how I view it. I used to take a lot of buses, okay? I met a lot of weird
No,
people.
no, yeah, I understand. I mean, it's like I go to the gym and sometimes you'll uh point out the regulars, or pick out the regulars mentally who are like who smell, who just smell absolute terrible. Because like, despite what you might think, a lot of people at the gym actually don't smell that bad because they practice good hygiene.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
They put on deodorant before and after. They take a shower. They make sure to wear a fresh, clean, like set of clothing. But
Mhm.
every so often, you'll encounter a person where they don't that doesn't seem to apply to them. They just don't care. They'll just like you know
Well,
you'll
they
just see like there's like a force field around them of like when
well
they're walking through like a crowd, you can just see like a little bubble forming around them, like as they're going through the crowd, and then like they wonder, it's like why is no one
Cam is
Well, I
an
think it's something.
empath. He can see their auras.
I can see their auras. I can see your stink aura from from far away. So I'm just like, oh god.
It's all
Yeah.
revealed now.
Yeah. Um,
Um, well, it's either like they don't care or they don't realize that
they don't
you know.
realize. It's usually they don't realize. If you just tell them, because a lot of these people might be like, they might not have like the social awareness to be able to for whatever reasons.
Mhm.
Um, but sometimes you just have to tell them, and then they'll come back a week later and they'll like look like a totally different person. You'll be like, hell yeah! I remember reading a story. It was like this guy who owned a mom and pop like a comic book store, and they had this regular who was really nice, incredibly nice. He would stay there for a while every day, just like talking, being friendly, engaging with people. But the biggest problem with him was that he smelled like shit. And he would always wear like the same like disheveled hair, the same like sweaty band t-shirt, same like crusty jeans and everything. Just walk in, and it got to the point where it's like the shop owner was like beginning to just nudge them towards the like, wow, that shirt has seen better days, huh? And then like the person would just laugh it off. It's like yeah. Until one day, the dude was like, "Hey, look, I don't want to like personally offend you or anything, but we've been getting like lots of complaints, including internally, that like you just reek, you just smell so bad. So I think that's something you can work on." And the person was like, "Okay." Then a week later, they come back, cut hair, new clothing. They looked fucking great, smelled great. They took steps to personally improve their life, and now that person is happily married, and living the best life imaginable. I guess.
Yeah.
Like
And
it's like it's incredibly wholesome. It's a story because like it was a topic. It was a post from a topic I was reading about smelly Super Smash Brothers players.
as you do.
As you do. Well, that was another thing, was that like Smash players, competitive Smash players are like, there's a stereotype where they like really smell, and I can actually say that I've like personally engaged with this before, like when I go to like events like Magfest or something, and then there's like a Smash area, and then you walk in, and then someone just like passes you by, and you're just like, oh god.
What?
Like, someone just needs to tell them, because
I just wasn't expecting this, but to go back, I think telling someone something that they might not be aware of is a really good strategy as well.
yeah,
Because like a lot of I think a lot of situations can be further avoided. Because I think we've all had that conflict with a viewer or whatever, or someone in chat, or even you as a viewer,
yeah,
um, and interacting with someone else. Like, if you don't like, this person just might not be aware that they're being rude, that they're
yeah.
being like,
They're not being an
whatever.
asshole on purpose.
No, of course not.
No.
But if you let them know that it either makes you uncomfortable or annoys you or annoys someone else or whatever, they
hmm
might stop. If
Yeah.
they don't stop, then you take further actions. Because I had to do this recently, where there was a viewer that, obviously I'm never gonna name them, uh, but they kept like acting a certain way in chat, and I finally like I told them, please stop.
Here's the
It's
worst thing. Here's the worst thing you can do if a streamer tells you this, okay? If it doesn't even have to be a streamer. If like another person tells you, "Hey, can you stop doing that?" If your response is, "Relax, it's just a joke."
oh
Fucking leave.
yeah, get out,
Okay?
please.
Like that's
Like, don't ever respond that way.
Here's the thing, is that ironic rudeness to strangers is just normal rudeness.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to repeat myself. Ironic rudeness towards strangers is just normal rudeness. Okay?
Yeah. And I think what viewers need to realize sometimes with streamers, like interacting with streamers, it might seem like you really know us. And I'm not saying that you don't
It's a
know, like, oh, I
parasocial relationship.
exactly.
Yeah.
The parasocial relationship. If you don't know about this, please search it up. It is actually a really good topic to learn about, especially if you're very like savvy on Twitch and everything. Like you spend a lot of time interacting with streamers, but like I've had to tell people recently, well not recently, like over my streaming career that they don't know my boundaries. I
Yep.
don't know your boundaries. I'm not
Yep.
going to overstep them and you shouldn't overstep mine. I've had to tell people to back off a little bit because like I personally have the issue that um like Karada and I, we jokingly fight a lot. We say a lot of like mean things to each other. Not really, but we joke a lot.
hmm
We're not always like this, though. This is kind of like how we act on stream.
And that doesn't
Um,
mean you can act that way towards
right,
either of them,
exactly. That
because
is not how you should treat either of us outside of stream, inside of stream, because we know each other's boundaries. We know what not to push.
hmm
You don't know those
yeah.
boundaries. We've had to say time and time again, like, you do not call, like, like some people are calling me like wench for a little bit because like Karada calls me that. And like I have to reiterate, please don't call me that.
Yeah.
It's funny when Karada does it because I know he's joking. I don't know if you're joking. I
And
can
even if
assume,
and even if you are
but
joking, like hearing it coming from a stranger that you don't know on the
exactly.
internet, it hits a lot harder than when like a normal friend that you know says it a lot, you know?
Exactly. It's like Karada and I will poke at each other and everything, but please don't go poke at Karada and please don't poke at me.
And that,
Like
and
you
that
see
goes
how
with
we
yeah.
like that goes with any streamer. It's
hmm
like if you see a streamer interacting away with someone, please don't assume that's how they like everybody to act with them. Like even when it comes to other friends that I have, it's like it just don't. It's like again with the parasocial relationship, it's like I really do want to be close with like well, I do want to get to know my viewers and everything and I want to be able to share jokes with them and everything.
hmm
But please don't like
Yeah. Please don't take the piss.
yeah, like stop like go like when I go to like other streams and everything and I'm just trying to chill and just like have fun or whatever, please don't chase me there or not chase me, but like see me there and
That's the
start like
worst. That's the worst.
saying jokes in chat that don't come off as jokes.
That's the worst.
Cause
That's
like
the
I can say
absolute
from
worst.
well, I can say from personal experience, like the entire milk lady thing,
Yeah.
that was the worst thing that ever came from my stream. To explain it to people quickly, I had this meme on the channel where the word milk got banned. I didn't realize it got banned. One of my mods did it without telling me
hmm
because he thought it was funny. It was. It got blown out of proportion, where literally anywhere I would go on Twitch, one of my viewers most likely would see me there and then start calling me milk lady. I like to go
Milk
into
lady.
streams sometimes, like brand new streams, and like not say that I'm a streamer. I think it's kind of douchey when people do that. That's an entirely different topic.
Oh yeah, when people are
But
like,
like,
"Hey, I stream as
I
well."
yeah, I
Yeah.
like to go into streams and not introduce myself and just see who this person is and like
hmm
you know just see what they're about. Um, and so when I go into a stream and people are immediately like, "Oh my god, it's Milk Lady! Look at this Milk Lady streamer!" It's like,
That's yep.
and I
That's
go.
that's the parasocial relationship to a T, and that's like what
Exactly.
celebrities go through a lot. Not saying
Exactly.
that we're celebrities, but like
We are
we
not.
are, like we do stream and we do like just go around the same like community members a lot, like to
Mhm.
different people's streams where the viewership is shared, but there's a time and a place. If you just want to say hi to me in the chat room, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. We're
Yeah,
cool. We're cool. We're chill.
exactly. But
I'm
don't
just
go in and start like saying all these things like, "Oh, when are you streaming later?" That's kind of like my
Oh, I
ultimate
hate
like
that. I don't like
do
that
not
question.
say that in someone else's chat.
I don't like
Please
that
do
question.
not ask me when I'm streaming. That's rude to the streamer,
It's
not
different if
me.
the streamer is like sees you in a chat room and is like, "Oh, are you streaming
Exactly.
today?" Like that's different.
Exactly. I ask that because I'm genuinely curious. But if a viewer is saying that to another streamer that's just popping into the chat, please don't say that. Or on top of that, don't say that like if someone's going live, like, oh, I'm gonna leave this stream to go watch that other stream. Like that, no, that's a big
That's the
no-no.
fucking. That's fucking.
We're talking about like all of our biggest pet peeves, but
That's
like
so hilarious. It's like going to like your little sister's orchestra concert, and then standing up and be like, "Oh, my friend's playing with his garage band. I'm gonna. Thanks. See ya, everyone.
yeah.
Bye." It's like, don't announce it.
I know.
Just
Like,
go. Just go,
no.
please.
I know. Like
Gosh.
I don't mind if you're leaving the chat to go do something or just say that you're gonna lurk.
The end
Don't
result the end
say
result is the same. You're leaving the chat to go to someone else's stream. The only difference is now I think you're more of an asshole. Like, just leave. God damn.
yeah, like
Or
you really do
or
not
just say
have
like
to.
I gotta go, bye, and I'll be like, okay, peace. You know?
Yeah, you
Don't
don't
say
have
like,
to.
oh, I'm gonna go watch this other streamer instead. And it's like, wow, thank you,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. Like,
Sorry
please
that I
just
wasn't able to be entertaining enough for you.
exactly. Like that's the biggest thing. It's like it makes you feel like crap. Please
Yeah.
don't announce
We're
to someone
humans.
that
We're
you're
humans.
gonna.
Streamers are humans. We have feelings, okay?
Well, yeah, and like on top of that, like
Yeah.
it's always awkward whenever someone says like, um, "Oh, I'm gonna go watch your friend," you know? It's like, "Okay, thanks." Like, I want you to support my friend, but also, okay? Like, why? It's such a weird thing to say, and it's just kinda like, how do I feel?
Oh,
I don't
someone in
know.
chat just did the most real world version of this I've ever seen, and it like I think everyone's been through this. They said, imagine leaving your friend's house like, yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with Todd instead.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like, that's
that's
literally what it is.
exactly that's literally what's going on there.
Yeah, and it's just kinda like, it's not cool.
Yeah.
It's just what
Like I said,
ugh.
the end result is the same. You're gonna leave to watch someone else. Okay, that's fine. I do that all the time.
Yeah,
Like I'm like I do that all the time. Like it's fine. But don't
just
announce it because now the dynamic has changed.
yeah, like
It's
95% of streamers at this point have a lurk command for a reason. I like I take note of when people go to lurk, you know? I also take note of when people semi-lurk, which I think is a like kind of a fun way to say like, oh, they're not actually engaging with the stream, but they're still listening, you know?
yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like I don't expect people to stay in the stream, you know? Like that's a long ass
Every
time to
single
stay.
message I see of you in the chat room is like I assume it's gonna be the last one I see.
Yeah.
It's like
It's really hard for me to stay in a stream for very long. But that's
well,
just
not you
me.
specifically, but anyone.
Oh, but totally for me.
Yeah.
I struggle with staying in streams for very long. I
Oh,
open
same
up
here.
tabs, but, like
I'll go on a
yeah,
tirade of
no.
like talking with you for like a solid 5 minutes, and then my mind would just be like, "Woo!"
Yeah. That's literally what it is.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Um,
Streamers are used to that.
yeah.
It's
But please just again, I cannot stress this enough. Please do not say to a streamer, "I'm gonna go watch this person do this," okay? Please.
yeah,
Like, just please, I beg of you. It's really rude. And it makes the streamer feel awkward and bad and just, you know. So
yeah.
even if you don't realize or even if you don't feel like it's a bad thing to do, just take our word for it, you know?
It's called empathy, ladies and gentlemen. Okay,
Yeah.
it's called
You
empathy.
don't need a
It's
whole lot
harder
of it
for
to
yeah.
kind of understand that either. So there you go.